There's nobody else quite like Beyoncé. Beyoncé is one of those names that doesn't require a last name, or any context. At this point in her career, Beyoncé's massive influence over the music industry and pop culture almost goes without saying. She's become a powerful figure and icon through her hard work, talent, and calculated career moves, often taking steps at precisely the right moments. Beyoncé has consistently remained in control of her own narrative, allowing her success to grow and her career to flourish. Born September 4th, 1981 as Beyoncé Giselle Knowles, the young star comes from Houston, Texas, an identity she's proud of. Beyoncé and her sister Solange Knowles grew up within a working-class family. Their father Matthew worked as a medical equipment sales rep, and their mother Tina was a bank teller before opening up a beauty salon. In an effort to break the young Beyoncé out of her shy shell, her parents enrolled her in a dance class. Seeing her on stage, they realized that she had incredible natural skills as a performer and began to invest more time in her musical talents. In 1990, when Beyoncé was 9 years old, she auditioned for a children's singing group called Girls Time. Unsurprisingly, she earned a spot in the group and began performing professionally at events, even competing on the televised competition show Star Search. By 1995, Beyoncé was 1/5 of a singing girl group that was known by a few names, such as Something Fresh, The Dolls, and Destiny, which consisted of Beyoncé, Kelly Rowland, LaToya Luckett, and Latavia Robertson. The talented group recorded demos and in 1997 settled a deal with Columbia Records and Music World Entertainment. They also settled on their name, Destiny's Child. The group's first single found major success, selling over 1 million copies and making its way to the top of R&B charts. Bills, Bills, Bills earned a #1 chart spot. In 2000, they won 2 Grammys for their track Say My Name, which became an instant hit, while Writings on the Wall sold over 15 million copies worldwide, becoming the top-selling album of the year. Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, took over as the group's manager, and 2 members, Luckett and Robertson, walked away, being replaced by Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin, who appeared in the Say My Name video in place of the original members. Franklin only lasted a couple of months before leaving the group as well. Beyoncé has since spoken out about how difficult that period of transition was for her mental health. Ex-members also cited differences of opinion and complained that dadager Matthew Knowles was favoring his daughter and Kelly Rowland, who was also under his guardianship. In an interview with NPR, Matthew Knowles stated that he felt it was his job to help his daughter achieve her dreams. My responsibility was first initially as a father to take her to rehearsals and to surround her with all the tools that could help her be successful. The final trio of Knowles, Williams, and Rowland shot to stardom with 2001's Survivor and the massively successful track Bootylicious. The song became so popular that the word bootylicious was eventually added to the Oxford English Dictionary. The new Destiny's Child also recorded Independent for the soundtrack of Charlie's Angels, which spent 11 consecutive weeks on the Billboard charts. As the group earned award after award, Beyoncé took her place as the group's frontwoman, contributing to writing and producing as well. While still part of the successful group, Beyoncé began to pursue solo side projects. She dropped her first solo album, Dangerously in Love, which reached 3 million copies sold in the first few months of its release. The album earned her 5 Grammys in 2004, an achievement at that point held only by a handful of female artists. Beyoncé's single Crazy in Love, which featured Jay-Z, became one of the biggest hits of the year. The single drove home record sales of her album and earned her a Grammy Award and an MTV Video Music Award. Dangerously in Love may have been B's first foray into the solo spotlight, but she was already collaborating with some of the industry's biggest stars. The album also featured Missy Elliott, Sean Paul, Big Boy, and Outkast. Fans of Crazy in Love began to speculate that Beyoncé and Jay-Z were involved romantically. However, the pair insisted on keeping their personal life private and away from the public eye. As the DC bandmates had all begun working on solo projects, Kelly Rowland made the announcement that Destiny's Child would be splitting up for good. The ladies chose to disband on a high note and with their friendship still intact. To date, the band has sold over 60 million records worldwide, making them one of the best female groups of all time. The group was also later awarded a prestigious star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Both Rowland and Williams worked on solo albums such as Michelle's Heart to Yours, which sold 17,000 copies, and Kelly Jay-Z's Simply Deep, which sold 77,000. The success of both, however, paled in comparison to that of Beyoncé's first album, which was at 317,000 sales in the first week. What was it that set Beyoncé apart from her talented bandmates? Beyoncé oozed the persona of a star. She was destined for a strong and independent career. Going solo was a huge move for the young singer and showed that she was capable of powerful decisions. Aside from her incredible voice on stage and professionalism in the studio, Beyoncé was also working with a top-notch support system. As Beyoncé's career soared, so did her relationship. Before meeting Jay-Z, Beyoncé had only one boyfriend, and so the feeling of being crazy in love was all new to the R&B queen. The pair are rumored to have first met when she was around 18 years old. Beyoncé has shared that much of their first year of dating was over the phone, as they were both busy with their careers. At the time, she was still touring with Destiny's Child while also establishing her solo work. She told Oprah in 2013, "We were friends first for a year and a half before we went on any dates. That foundation is so important for a relationship." By 2003, the pair had collaborated on a few tracks, including '03, Bonnie and Clyde. And over the next couple of years, they became the hottest power couple and were seen everywhere from red carpets to courtside seats at basketball games. Over the next decade, Beyoncé and Jay-Z became known for keeping their private life private while sharing tidbits of their love and relationship hidden in lyrics. The couple has also been known to capitalize on both good and bad press from the media in order to promote their work. The 2014 track Ring Off alerted fans to a possible split, but the pair never showed any cracks outside of their songs. This method allowed them to continue their relationship in private while producing music with depth and authenticity. The pair tied the knot in 2008 at a small ceremony surrounded by family and friends and free of press. Beyoncé shared with 17 that she'd been in no rush to get married and wanted to take her 20s to focus on herself and her career. "I feel like you have to get to know yourself, know what you want, spend some time by yourself, and be proud of who you are before you can share that with someone else." After her time with Destiny's Child ended, Beyoncé embarked on a 97-venue tour. The Beyoncé Experience grossed over $24 million, and that wasn't even her most successful tour. In 2009, the I Am World Tour grossed $119.5 million. Her second studio album, B-Day, launched with a vengeance, proving that Beyoncé the solo artist was here to stay. The album debuted at #1 and brought us memorable singles such as Irreplaceable and Beautiful Liar. Beyoncé since became the first female artist to have her first 6 studio albums all debut at #1. Her surprise self-titled album became the fastest-selling album in the history of iTunes and generated 1.2 million tweets in the first 12 hours. She again became the talk of the internet when she headlined the 2013 Super Bowl, promoting over 250,000 tweets per minute during her performance. The release of the video for Single Ladies showed another side to Beyoncé's art, that her work was just as invested in visuals as it was with sound. The video's dance went viral, prompting endless parodies, remakes, and copycats. Over the span of her career, she's won 24 Grammys out of 70 nominations, and counting. Within her solo career, Beyoncé has sold over 118 million albums worldwide. Without a doubt, she is one of the most successful artists of all time. The world was ecstatic when in 2011, Beyoncé dramatically revealed during a performance at the VMAs that she and Jay-Z were expecting. At just 2 days old, Blue Ivy became the youngest person ever to have her name appear on the Billboard charts. Jay-Z credited his newborn on the track Glory, as her cries could supposedly be heard in the background of the recording. In 2017, the couple announced that they were once again expecting, this time with twins. Sir and Rumi made the Beehive into a family of 5. After giving birth, Beyoncé didn't allow herself much downtime and was right back to recording and performing. When the new parents performed Drunk in Love at the Grammys and worked together for the On the Run tour, fans couldn't believe how strong they were together, still after so many years. Along with her incredible music career, Beyoncé has also lent herself to the silver screen. The star's acting career began in 2001 with the made-for-TV film Carmen, a hip-opera. She followed up with her charming portrayal of Foxy Cleopatra in the 2002 Austin Powers film Goldmember. She then took on a more serious role as Dina Jones in the biopic Dreamgirls alongside Jennifer Hudson, 2010, before getting back to comedy with The Pink Panther in 2006. In 2011, Beyoncé made history when she became the first female artist to headline the acclaimed Glastonbury Music Festival in over 20 years. The 5-day-long fest takes place every year in England and features the world's best and most relevant performers. In 2013, Beyoncé released a documentary titled Life is But a Dream that she produced and directed. The star even did the video editing herself. The film gave an insider look at the star's personal life and career. Keeping with the Broadway history of incorporating an all-black cast, Beyoncé signed on for the 2019 version of The Lion King. The singer lent her voice to the character of Nala, and her growth as an actress comes through in her portrayal of the confident lioness. Playing opposite Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, Beyoncé also recorded music for the film's soundtrack and released her own album of music inspired by the film titled The Lion King: The Gift. In what may be her most iconic work to date, Beyoncé's 2016 visual album Lemonade shifted the course of music history. The singer changed the game when she simultaneously released every track along with accompanying visual media and videos. Lemonade became a symbol of female empowerment and showcased the singer's ability to lend her strengths to serious issues, using her art to address everything from infidelity to discrimination. Lemonade also became iconic because of the fashion and hair. Beyoncé, along with many of her backup dancers, intentionally wore her hair in natural styles and braids. Formation especially fortified Beyoncé's position on female power and independence. Lemonade reclaimed genres of music and fashion originating in the Black community, but often culturally appropriated by other artists. Leveling up from her 2013 self-made documentary, Beyoncé released Homecoming to Netflix in 2019, a concert film that documents her famed Coachella performance and is directed and produced by Beyoncé herself. The film allows Beyoncé to speak candidly to her fans about the work required leading up to the historic festival. Beyoncé has always been into giving back whenever and wherever she can. The actress and singer actually donated all of her salary from the film Cadillac Records, in which she starred as Etta James, to Phoenix House, an organization that supports rehabilitation centers. Beyoncé also considers herself a feminist and gives work to female musicians as much as she can. Her stage band is often filled with women behind the instruments, as well as female singers and backup dancers. Beyoncé's charity work and activism has brought her in touch with many other big-name celebs and political leaders. The singer has openly supported the Obama administration and has actually performed for the former First Family twice. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have other friends in high places, including the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. The singer also keeps a close relationship with her sister, fellow performer Solange Knowles, and her former bandmate Kelly Rowland. Parallel to her growing career, Beyoncé's style has also evolved over the years. Fans have seen her red carpet looks elevated from the denim-on-denim look of the early 2000s to elegant and sophisticated musician and mother. In 2016, she created Ivy Park, an athleisure brand that focuses on clothing for active women. The brand also now features footwear and gender-neutral options that mix sportswear and couture. Beyoncé's attraction does not only stem from her incredible beauty and style, although it's a huge factor. In order to keep the character of her attitude-filled, provocative performances separate from her everyday life, Beyoncé created the alter ego of Sasha Fierce. She's claimed that she's not at all the aggressive and dominant figure that she appears to be on stage. For her personality, this may be true, but as for her career, there's no denying that Beyoncé's persona is one of power and fierceness. Always seeming to be a level above her peers, Beyoncé has never fit the mold of the average pop star. She's always striving to transcend those limits through creativity. The singer told Elle magazine, "My true win is creating art and a legacy that will live far beyond me. That's fulfilling." In 2018, Beyoncé was named by BBC as the most powerful woman in music. Beyoncé's songs have become anthems of female empowerment, and her poise has earned her a place among the industry's elite. You can't climb this high on sheer luck. B's empire is built on her immense talent, creativity, and her well-calculated moves. This musician and businesswoman has earned her place as an influential and powerful queen of her generation. Beyoncé has become a woman with fierce power and influence that she knows how to use and when. Her career is only going up from here, and we can't. Can't wait to see what she does next. Let us know what you think in the comments, and remember to subscribe to The Taco for more videos about powerful and influential stars. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.